One of the biggest things we have right now is the gift of time. And instead of spinning in a negative way and panicking, which a lot of us are doing, let's find a way to turn this moment into a positive. I'm going to show you how we can do that as we look at 3 ways to prepare your heart for pregnancy. I'm Denise Noyer-Erez, and I am affectionately known as the Fertility Godmother. And I make it so you have an easier chance of conceiving and preparing for pregnancy. And I've been able to do this for over 17 years. So grab your tea, come sit with me, and let's unpack this. Let's talk about how the 3 ways to get your heart ready in alignment. So one of the first things, what kind of tea do you have? I'm drinking my, I was going to show you my cup. I had it right here, but I put it too far when I was setting this up. I'm drinking some green jasmine tea right now. It's one of my absolute favorites. And love to know what kind of tea you like. But last week, about 2 weeks ago, actually, we spoke about the importance of, this is actually something that I really believe strongly in, the importance of having your mind, body, heart in alignment. And so 2 videos ago, we did a discussion about your mind and how to be able to manage your thoughts and changing your focus. So if you haven't watched that video, you might want to watch it. It's really important, and it can be useful in many ways, not just when you're trying to conceive, but just really managing your thought and being the guard, as Jim Rohn says, being the guard of your own thoughts. And that means also guarding what you let in and also what you put out. Those thoughts are really important. So check out that video if you haven't already. And then last week we spoke about how important it is to have the physical body, the physical health be ready, and preparing that as you're trying to conceive. And now we are going to talk about one of my personal favorite topics, and that is your heart. So first, let's talk about defining your heart. What is your heart? Well, in Chinese medicine, they say that your spirit or your soul resides in your heart. And your heart is your intuition. It's that voice that talks to you, and that inner voice. So there's some things that you need to know about, like think about. So I'm actually going to answer this by proposing questions for you. So what are some ways that you can nourish your heart? That's going to be real, your soul, the energy that you have, because they all, even though we separate them out to kind of talk about them, you cannot have one without the other, and they all need to be moving in the same direction. You can imagine if you have, your body and your heart really want to have this baby, but yet you're sabotaging it because you're not managing your thoughts. And by eating or drinking or smoking, you're eating toxic foods, right? It's not in alignment. You're pulling in different directions. So it's going to take you longer to get there than if you all get in alignment and flow with ease. So how are you nourishing your heart? Are you listening to your inner voice? Because she is your voice of wisdom. And do you trust her? And so these are some things I'm proposing to you to think about, for you to grab this insight during this time as we're trying to make this more of a positive time, because now you can maybe take advantage and take some time to reflect and see where you can improve on. I mean, I know that there's so many things for you to do, and now you can maybe have a little bit more time in order to put them together. Some of our things are limited. When you go to the grocery store, maybe you can't find the organic spinach anymore, but I think having a bag of spinach or having some fresh spinach is better than having a bag of chips. So kind of just thinking about, how are you preparing? Are you cooking your food? Hopefully you're not eating out right now as much, because we want to contain this virus. So you're having to cook and prepare food. So you're choosing to be more healthy. Maybe you're going to take a little bit more time to be mindful. Right? That's a way that you can nourish your soul. So ways to nourish your soul, you have to pick yours. So for me, I have a few things I really need in order to fulfill my soul. I need to be out, out in nature and connect with the earth. I need to read and grow. I need to serve and contribute. Those are things that really, being with my family, those meditating, like I have a list. So what are your things? I'd love to hear. If you want to share, you can DM me or you can post them in the comments below. But that's something that's going to be really important for you to know. Maybe it's taking a bath. Maybe it's lighting some candles. Find what nourishes your soul during this time so that you feel full and you feel fulfilled. One way to find out that if your soul, if you're feeling is not full, if you're feeling depleted and you're getting irritated more than usual, even in these stressful times, if you're not nourishing and taking care of yourself, then you're going to get irritated easier. You're not going to respond the way you want to respond. You'll react instead of responding. And there's going to be things that you're going to do that you know that you don't want to do. They're not who you want to be. And so if you take the time to really sit with yourself and nourish yourself so that you can be that your best self and create your best life, then it's going to be so much easier for you on your path to creating a baby. So maybe there's some connection that you need to make with your partner, resolve, because sometimes, many times actually, I know that when you're trying to make a baby, it doesn't become intimate anymore, it becomes a job. So let's find ways that you can maybe nourish that and nourish your soul with that intimacy and connecting with your partner and not having it be such a job. So the other thing is do you listen to your heart? She speaks very quietly. So sometimes you have to listen. So my question to you is, if you don't, then why? Or maybe you don't know about it, but you've had that feeling. I know you've had that feeling of when, say, maybe somebody invited you to a baby shower and it just isn't a place where you want to be right now. But you go anyway and you feel really icky and you just knew you shouldn't go. You knew you just wanted to curl up next to your honey and watch a movie or read a book, or you wanted to do something different. Maybe it was go on a hike, but you felt an obligation, and you didn't want to appear looking like you were being selfish, and really you're taking care of yourself. So that's something that you want to listen to. Or have you ever done something or like seen, like I had the other day, like this glass, it looked like it was going to tip over, and I heard the voice say, oh, get it, it's going to tip over, and I happened to get it that day. But there's been times when I ignored it, and then boom, the glass falls over, water's everywhere. So you know what I'm talking about, right? There's those moments in our life that she speaks to us, and they can be little and soft, and they can be very big. And then the third one is, how do you appreciate yourself? Okay, which ways do you take a moment to actually appreciate yourself, your life, your gift? How do you treat yourself? What kind of language are you using as you talk to yourself? That inner voice, right? So those are some ways that you can prepare your heart and your soul to really nourish your body, making sure that you're in alignment, managing your thoughts, and keep moving forward. And I want to take this time so this may not be right for some of you, but for some of you, I know that you are ready to move forward and not wanting this period of time with this COVID-19 to stop your progression and your fertility journey. So if that is you, then I want to invite you to do a 20-minute consultation with me to see if we're fit to work together so that I can help guide you, make sure that you're on the right path, and help you get pregnant easier. So if you would like to have that consultation with me, of course we do it virtually. Please just go ahead and DM me, or you can click the link in the description below. And here's to your health, your fertility, and your happiness. Be well, and we'll see you next week on the Tea with a Fertility Godmother. Be well.